Hi, this is Tracy from Mindless Crafting, and today we're going to take these adorable lace tags and turn them into cards. So many of you requested this video asking me how I would turn these into cards. So let's get started. So when I first looked at these, I said, you know what, I can turn these into an A2 card. And so I thought maybe put it like this and maybe put a background on it. Something like this. Put a cute background on it. Let me show you the purple. Maybe I found some wood grain paper that I thought would look pretty. Okay, so I thought something like that, which would be okay. And maybe I could add some dimension to it. But then I thought, you know what? Why not try this using 2 and fill up even more space? So I made 2 of each of these. So when I turn it this way, you get a whole different look. Look how pretty. Even the purple, turn it this way. Maybe put the wood grain backing under it. And here's the other one. Now you get a whole different look. So I said, why not 2, right? Pretty unique card. This one right here. That was the first one I made, and then I went back and made a second one. So I thought this would be, I like it better with 2 on there. Now you can still do it with 1 if you want. Another thing you can do is actually add a doily, right? Let's see, so if you put a doily on it, just see how this background would look. I'm thinking real clean, simple cards. Put a doily backing on it. Look at that. How pretty that looks. Just giving you a few ideas. But I'm going to do the 2 on the 1 card. Now I thought maybe for the red, I'm going to use doily. So let's try the red one first. And then we'll go through the process of making the other cards. Okay, so for this, I cut the doily in half. And just make sure that's not the one something like that, right? I put it here, and then I cut it in half and put another one right there. And I put these towards the center. So you have to kind of try it out, see how you would like it. And then it leaves a little bit of texture on the outside. See that? Look how nice that looks. So let's go ahead and glue that down. Okay. So now that we have that all glued down, a little bit of glue right there. We can either lay these on flat, and I will show you how I got these to look like that. I'll post a video on how I made these to look 3D-ish. But these are actually a digital in our Mindless Crafting store, and they're super popular right now. So I'm trying to give you more digitals. These are the lace digital tags, lace rose digital tags. And I'm trying to give you some with lots of color. Oh, and another thing I did was I took a red marker and I went along the outside with it just to give it a little bit more color. That doesn't look like it's sticking too well. So let me grab one of these. So this is all you have to do. And I want you to see the entire process of this. So you can lay it flat if you want. I just want to give it a little bit more dimension so it stands off of the doily. And it makes a nice clean card. Okay, so let's bring that over, and I'm just going right to the edge there with that one. Centered. And then this one I could either lay it flat like that, or I can add some dimension to that one too. And that little thing doesn't want to stick down there, does it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add some dimension to this one and pop it right on there. Okay, so that is all done, and look how pretty that is. Now, I'm going to still, off camera, I'm going to go over it using some of my glossy accents. So I don't want to do it right now because I don't want to go and mess it up. And then on the inside, I just cut away another rose from another tag, because remember with digitals, you can print out as many as you want and use different pieces of it. So that's what I did. So now, right on the outside of that has a little bit of white on the border. So I'm going to just take my red marker and just go around the sides here. Now, normally, don't do like I'm doing. Do it before you add it on here. But just brushing it a little bit. Maybe just outline the whole rose so it looks consistent. And right around here where it meets the other one. Just like that. So you can be creative. And then over here, it's a little bit of white cardstock. So I am I print these off on an 82 pound, something between 82, 85 pound cardstock. And so it's pretty sturdy. Okay, so normally you want to do this before you add it to the card. But now that I'm looking at it, I can actually see things that I didn't see before. And so look how beautiful that looks. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do the kind of yellow mustard color wood grain. And I think it's going to look beautiful on this with that background. Look how pretty, look how vibrant the colors are on there. I have an Eco Tank printer, and that really makes a difference. And plus, it takes about 2 years before I go through a whole thing of ink where I need to change it out. And it's normally just one color I need to change out. So I'm going to, I got this wood grain, had it in my stash for a long time. And it's Ms. Sparkle and Company paper pad. And it's the wood grain color. And I think it's just so pretty. Let me show you what the pack looks like. I've had it in my stash for so long. Not sure why I wasn't using it, but I'm cleaning up, so now I find it. So this is what it looks like. And so that's what I'm using for the backing here. And so I just cut it down just a little bit to 5.25 by 4 inches. 5.25 by 4 inches for this, so that I could have that outline. And so look how pretty that is. So I'm going to bring these closer together on here. So something like that. Now I could always cut off the edges on this. So that's another thing that I can do. Let me just see. Look how pretty, it's like it's jumping off of the paper. So rather than use just one, you can use 2 of these. Let's see what it looks like on there. That's what it looks like with just the one. But I'm really loving the 2. So if you sent a card like this to someone, they would love it. But with 2 on it, I don't know. It's something about the 2. And I think I'm going to add a few gems onto this also. A few more pearls on here. So let's go ahead and get these glued down. This has a lot of dimension on it already with the little envelopes. If you watch that other video, you'll see how I make those little tiny envelopes super easy to make. I'm going to just glue this directly on. Wait 1 minute. I want that one to be on top of the other one. So let's go ahead and do this one. That glue dries fast, so I have to hurry up. And of course, I'm getting glue everywhere. Of course, that would happen when I am recording, right? So I want this right about there. And the other one is going to be overlapping this one. Just make sure it's kind of together here. And don't be afraid to cut things off. Like I have the little things sticking out on the side. If you want, you could either leave it or you can just cut it off like that. And look how pretty that looks. It's perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and do another one. Okay, and next up is this pretty peach colored roses. And I figured rather than match it exactly, I'd do a green background on this one. And these digitals are delivered right to your email, right to your inbox right away. So no matter where you are in the world, you can download these immediately. Make sure that's not upside down. I think I'll put a little bit in here too, that green strip that I have left over, because we don't like to throw out anything, right? At least I don't. Right in there. Okay, and now we're going to add this on here. And so you notice I have the white rose is still sitting. I cut out the whole thing, including the white rose. On this one, I just cut out the 2 roses. So you can do that also. And I'm going to have that overlapping right there. And that green background really brings it out, doesn't it? Now, if I wanted to, let's see what this looks like. Let me just see what that looks like. See what happens if we move this in the middle. I'm just trying this out. You might see something that inspires you with me doing this. I like to kind of try it out, lay it down again and again, see if it works. Okay. Let me see what happens if I cut this in half. See what that looks like. Bring it to the outside. Up, and there's our doggy again. You'll hear all kinds of sounds when I'm recording. Lots of household. That's the big dog. Something like that, maybe. That looks pretty good. Okay, so it's off on the sides there. And then another thing that I'm thinking about is possibly maybe one at the top, one at the bottom. Now, let's see. See what that looks like. Maybe I did that already. Maybe having some of the lace show through the middle here. Something like that, right? Which means I could just leave it as a whole doily, right? Just trying to give you all as many ideas as possible. And I think we do still have a few of these doilies. I think there's like in our store, it's like 100. Get 100 of them. I don't like the way that looks. Let's see. With that right directly on there, I can see that lace through there. Let's see, what does that look like? I'm liking it. Now, if I wanted to slip another piece in here to bring it out on the sides, I can. Stretching that other doily. Let's see what that looks like. You never know until you try, right? I'm just trying to give you as many ideas as possible. Something like that. Okay, so let's not think about it too much. What happens when I do this and then leave another one on the side like this, just overlapping? Let's see what happens. Trying to position them the same. And then put one here. And then bring the other one on top. It's got a lace going all about. I kind of like that. I'm going to go with that. So let's go ahead and glue these down. So in order to glue these, I just kind of put it where it's solid. Even though it's going to be covered up anyway, once I put the tags on there. But I'm going to overlap these. It's worth it. Sometimes you just got to make the sacrifice for beauty, right? Okay, so I want to make sure that this is going to be positioned the same way as that other one. The 3 dots at the top. So I'm looking at these right here. Do the same thing here. Okay. So edges don't lift up. Those edges like to lift up just a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down right here. So these tags will look beautiful on like a journal cover. Tags, maybe to fill some pockets with tags. This gives me wedding vibes. So I'm gonna add dimension to this. I'm not gonna lay it flat on there, so I do want to add dimension to that. So I'll do it off camera and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I added dimension to that one and look how pretty it looks. Oh my goodness, the 2 definitely is a winner. So let's go ahead and do another one. Let's do the purple. That is going to look gorgeous with that purple. Look how vibrant that looks. Now once I have everything glued down, I'm going to make sure that I go back and add my glossy accents to the rest of those flowers. Beautiful. And I could add a purple strip in on the inside also with the leftover paper. And this is perfect. So what I did on this one is I took a darker marker, since I was doing like purple on purple. I took a darker marker and just went right around the edges there. I don't know if you could see that. Just so it would have just a bare little outline around it, just a little bit. And this one I'm not going to add any lace behind it. I'm going to leave it just like that. Look how pretty that looks. But I am going to add dimension. So rather than you sit here and watch me add this on here, my stickies are not as sticky today. I'll go ahead and add these on, and then we'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, this is what the purple looks like. Look how pretty. And then I was looking on my desk. I've had this purple lace ribbon just sitting there. This is a Dollar Tree lace ribbon, and I'm going to see if I can just slip it right over the top in there and just glue it down. So let's see. Right about there. And this may not need a whole lot of glue. See if I can just slip it right in there. Had I seen this before, I could have added it already before I put these on, but that's okay. So I'm just going to add a line. So this is not going to look pretty, y'all. Just add a line of glue right there. And the nice thing about art glitter glue, it'll dry clear, so it's okay. I'm just going to slip that in there, and look, that works. Yep. That works. How delicate that looks. I don't think I have room at the bottom to do this, but let's see. I think it might work. I think I can get it in there. Right at the bottom. Okay. This is how crafters really craft, okay? Everything doesn't look pretty on camera, and that's okay. Just going for the outcome, right? Find something in your craft room, and then you just go with it. So I am determined to get this, and this doesn't need a whole lot to hang on there. So let's see if I could slip this right under there. Let's see. I think it's going to work. Just like that. Just let it hang in there for a little bit. Just give that a little bit of time to dry. It'll stick on there. Just got to give it a little bit of time. Look, how pretty is that? How pretty is that? That works perfect. Sometimes the colors just find themselves, don't they? How pretty. Okay. And that works. Okay, we got one more to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and this really pretty pink and green, so soft. Make a great birthday card. All right, let's go ahead. I figured the green would look nice. Look at that when you put the green on there. Look how pretty. And all I did was I decorated them with some diamond dots that I had left over from another project. So that looks pretty. I don't need anything else on here. It just does it. It has everything it needs. You won't need any doilies or anything. And it brings out the green in those leaves. going to glue this down in here. All right, now we can put our tags on there. And I think I'm gonna leave it the way it is. I'm not gonna add any dimension to this one. I think the flowers do it. Flowers do it all. This one's gonna go right beside it. How pretty is that? Would this be a nice card for an anniversary or a wedding or a bridal shower, something like that? I'm in love with these tags. I'm hoping that this gives you some inspiration of what to do with your tags. And look how pretty that looks. Absolutely gorgeous. And now with that green strip in there, you can take more flowers, cut them out from some other, because you can cut this, you can print this out multiple times, and then you can take some of the flowers and decorate the inside or even decorate the back. But look how gorgeous these turned out. I think the two, using 2 tags per card rather than the 1, works perfectly. How pretty. Oh my goodness. Absolutely gorgeous. So I hope this gave you some inspiration. Let me know if you do just the 1 tag per card or you do the 2 tag method like I just did. And don't be afraid to add dimension to these and the little envelopes. I will post a video of how I made these tags, the whole process, so that you can go and take a look at that. I'll post it in the description below this video. And I hope you're inspired. Y'all take care, and don't forget to download your tags from our Mindless Crafting store at mindlesscrafting.com, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.